Hi there people, how's it going? This is Cross the Rubicon. Well, today in New Zealand, the radical extremist Maori party have started a day of action with protests across major towns and cities across the North Island that are going to spread right across the country at some stage. Raubari Waititi, Debbie Packer, leading the charge, saying the government of New Zealand, the new government, the national government, a racist party, or should I say the national-led coalition. They're racist against Maori, and they're not going to deliver with outcomes that are going to be advantageous to Maori. See, in New Zealand, to want equality, everybody, which I believe everyone should be treated equally. But in New Zealand, according to the media, academics, the Labour Party, and especially Maori extremists, that is a racist statement. What they want is Maori should be treated advantageously in everything, and the Maori party and iwi up and down the country, they want to own everything, absolutely everything in this country. They want to own every square inch of land, they want to own the water, they want to own the lakes, and I believe, this is only my belief, that if they ever became the government of New Zealand, land confiscations would happen soon after, much like Zimbabwe. They're using words like revolution. We want a revolution. And this is insurrection. They are basically calling for violence in their posters advertising the day of action today. They've got two guns with flags, pistols with flags on the guns, two guns. And you know, what are they saying? What are they saying? And the media of New Zealand are fully on board with them. As per usual, the media are always 100% behind the radical Maori extremists of the Maori party, because Maori party is communist, and they are communists, and the media are Marxists, cultural Marxists, who basically promote everything Maori, even the lies that have been said in recent years about the Treaty of Waitangi, where the Maori party, the Labour Party and the media, who have been paid to promote that the Treaty of Waitangi that was signed on February the 6th, 1840, to say it was a partnership. It wasn't a partnership. Maori in 1840 ceded sovereignty of this country to the Queen of England, Queen Victoria, and that was it, for the rights or privileges of British citizens. And when they signed that, it stopped the perpetual state of war, infanticide, slavery and cannibalism. That's what it stopped. And they've been complaining ever since. Some of the names: Raubari Waititi, as I've already mentioned, Debbie Nariwa Packer, John Tamiri, Willie Jackson, Tuku Morgan, and many others, including white liberals. Nearly every single journalist in New Zealand, an anchor on TV, who have been paid over $100 million, $55 million a year in the Public Interest Journalist Fund to lie and support everything Maori. That was via Jacinda Ardern. Plus another 50 to 100 million in advertising. And that's where we are now. How is this going to stop? How are we going to stop this? Now, Chris Luxon, the new Prime Minister, he was asked questions by the media, and he said he wants to deliver better outcomes for Maori. But I say, well, why? Why do you need to deliver better outcomes for Maori? Why can't you say we want to deliver better outcomes for everyone equally? How about that? Why does everything have to be about Maori in New Zealand? And apparently today they've refused, this is Debbie Packer and Rawiri Waititi, they've refused to sign an oath of allegiance to King Charles. Listen, I'm not a lover of King Charles. In fact, I'm really not a lover of King Charles. That's all I'll say about that. But they have to sign it to stay in Parliament. But what they did say is that the British Empire was responsible for the deaths in it, and they roll in the blood of the indigenous peoples all around the world. There might be a hint of truth in that. There might be. But it was 200 years ago, thereabouts. But the truth is, Maori are not indigenous to New Zealand. That is a fact. They came here via their own history books before they started lying about it only in the past 5 or 10 years. They came here in the 13th century. That is a fact. But now they're indigenous. And if you don't say they're indigenous, you're a racist. Because when you counter these Maori extremists, these elites, with facts, they label you racist and destroy your life. That's what the media have been doing to people too. Indeed, they did it to me a couple of 3 years ago, when I took the piss out of, I made a satire video of Rawiri Waititi. That's all it was, a satire video. And them people had the power, and they were in Parliament then. Malfeasance, I think the word is, where they abused their power to threaten the company I work for, Sinlate Milk, and they threatened the company that if they didn't fire me for a satire video, they would basically destroy that company. And that company did. They took the road of least resistance. But that's another story. This video is about where these radical Maori potential terrorists are taking New Zealand. The SIS, which is the equivalent of MI5 in New Zealand, under Jacinda Ardern, they were pointing the finger at people like myself who say more or less what I'm saying now. And yet, these people are using words: revolution, insurrection, day of action. We're going to disrupt this country until we get what we want. And this is being led by 2 leading politicians in Parliament who will not sign an oath to the Crown. Do you think the SIS are going to be looking at them? No. I seen on X earlier, Twitter it used to be, never look at it normally, but I seen pictures up and down the country, North Island especially, and some of these protests by these radical extremist Maori, some of them were led by gang members. gang members. That's where we are, people. That's where we are. And the media, they fawn over these people. They fawn over them. And if you criticise it, the media come after you. Well, I'm just letting the world outside New Zealand know what's happening inside New Zealand. It's a crazy world we live in, I tell you. It's a crazy world, and New Zealand is going absolutely bonkers, because it seems that Maori Waitangi and the other terrorists can say whatever they want with complete impunity. And people like myself, just for saying on this video right now, I'll be getting a knock on the door. It'll be me who the SIS will be watching. Am I making any threats? Do you think I'm a threat? New Zealand is tipped on its head. Nothing makes any sense. Okay, that's my video. Please like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and share this video everywhere. If you want to buy me a coffee, I'll leave the details below. Okay, see you later.